The Anderson family meeting was in full swing at my brother Mark's luxurious Chicago penthouse. I sat quietly in the corner, reviewing data on my tablet while my siblings argued about what to do with our grandparents' outdated 500-acre farm in Iowa. For God's sake, Emma, Mark sighed, adjusting his Rolex. You can't seriously want to keep running that place. It's 2025. Nobody makes money from traditional farming anymore. If they only knew that while they were planning to sell our heritage, Amazon's executives had been making secret visits to what they called the future of agricultural technology. Our outdated farm had just revolutionized automated farming. The farm is doing fine, I said softly, watching our eye-driven harvest predictions scroll across my screen. The same technology that would soon make headlines across the world. Fine? My sister Rachel scoffed from her designer armchair. You live in Grandpa's old farmhouse, working sunrise to sunset like it's 1950. Meanwhile, Mark's tech company just went public, and I'm opening my 5th luxury spa. I could have told them about our proprietary automation system that had tripled crop yields, about the machine learning algorithms controlling our vertical farming towers, about the bidding war between tech giants for our agricultural ag platform. Instead, I took another sip of coffee and let them continue. Emma, honey, Mom interjected, we're worried about you. Living alone out there, playing with those farming robots you built. They're not toys, Mom, I started, but Mark cut me off. No, they're worse. They're money pits. He turned to our gathered family. Do you know she asked us all to invest last year? $5 million for her agricultural revolution. Thank God we knew better. That $5 million would have bought 10% of Agritech Solutions, now worth $30 million. But Mark had been too busy with his dating app startup to recognize real innovation when he saw it. Rachel nodded smugly. At least she stopped asking for money. Though I heard Whole Foods is looking for regional managers. A real job, Emma. Actually, I began, but Mark interrupted again. Speaking of real jobs, I have huge news. My company just landed a meeting with Amazon Fresh. They're interested in our supply chain technology for farms. I raised an eyebrow. Amazon Fresh? Yes, little sister, he said condescendingly. The future of food distribution. Not that you'd understand, still playing with tractors. My tablet pinged. A message from Amazon's CEO. Board unanimously approved. $300 million cash plus earnout. Legal docs ready. Team arriving for announcement. Your Agritech system will transform farming. You know, Dad added, Mark's right. We should sell the farm while land prices are high. Split it between successful investments. My phone buzzed. Another message, this time from our PR team. Story breaks in 2 minutes. Amazon CEO landing at farm now. CNBC Live crew in position. I mean, really, Mark continued, pulling up a spreadsheet on his laptop. Let me show you the projected real estate value. He stopped mid-sentence as every phone in the room started chiming with notifications. Rachel's sparkling water glass slipped from her manicured hands. Mom's knitting needles clattered to the floor. Breaking news alerts flashed across screens. Amazon acquires revolutionary farm AI system for $300 million. Traditional farm transforms into agricultural tech giant. The future of farming. How one woman's innovation caught Amazon's eye. Emma, Dad's voice shook. Why is our farm on CNBC? I turned my tablet around, showing them the Amazon contract that would change everything. Sometimes the best harvests take time to grow. Mark's penthouse TV suddenly flickered to life with breaking news coverage. Live aerial shots showed Amazon's CEO's helicopter landing at our farm, where sleek robotic systems move through fields of crops with perfect precision. What? What are those? Rachel whispered, pointing at the machines. Our AGX autonomous farming units, I said, finally letting my professional voice emerge. Each one manages 50 acres, using AI to optimize everything from soil composition to harvest timing. Those toys, Mark mocked. They just increased crop yields by 300% while reducing water usage by 60%. Mark frantically refreshed his phone's news feed. This can't be real. You work on a farm. Actually, I smiled, pulling up our company's dashboard on his expensive smart TV. I run the most advanced agricultural technology company in the world. That outdated farm? It's been a testing ground for innovations that will transform global food production. The screens filled with data. AI-powered crop predictions, automated harvest schedules, real-time soil analysis across thousands of network sensors. But your investment pitch last year, Mom stammered. You said something about robots. Autonomous agricultural systems, I corrected. The same technology Amazon just paid $300 million to acquire. That $5 million investment Mark rejected would have bought 10% of the company, worth $30 million today. Dad collapsed into an armchair. $300 million? For farming equipment? For the future of agriculture, I said, as my tablet streamed live footage from our vertical farming towers. Our eye doesn't just control machines, it predicts weather patterns, optimizes crop genetics, and manages entire farming ecosystems. We're not just growing food, we're revolutionizing how the world feeds itself. Rachel's spa brochures slipped from her lap as she watched robots precisely harvesting organic tomatoes. Those look like the ones I charged $12 each for at my wellness cafe. They are, I confirmed. Your supplier, one of our test facilities. Those premium organic vegetables you've been bragging about, grown by my robots. Mark suddenly remembered something, his face going pale. My meeting with Amazon Fresh is canceled. I finished for him. Though I hear they're looking for data entry clerks to help input our farming analytics. You know, a real job. As if on cue, his phone rang. His investors, no doubt wondering how they'd missed investing in the biggest agricultural technology breakthrough of the decade. But I wasn't finished. I pulled out one more document, the Charter for the Future Farming Initiative. Part of the Amazon deal includes establishing a $50 million fund for innovative farming technology. We'll be providing grants to farmers and researchers developing sustainable agricultural solutions, especially those whose families think they're stuck in the past. The first recipient? Our cousin Jake, who'd been mocked for wanting to modernize his family's small farm instead of getting a corporate job. Dad found his voice again. But all those times you said you were fixing tractors, I was building the first prototypes of our autonomous systems, I explained. Those late nights Mark teased me about, I was programming AI that can predict crop yields 6 months in advance with 99% accuracy. Mom's eyes filled with tears. Why didn't you tell us? I tried, last Christmas, when I wanted to show you the vertical farming system. But Rachel said her spa's new juice bar was more interesting. Speaking of Rachel's spa, her phone chimed with a notification. Her organic produce supplier, our test facility, had just raised prices by 200%. Premium technology fees, the email explained. Mark's dating app startup, their major investor just pulled out, redirecting funds to more innovative agricultural technology investments. The aftermath was spectacular. Our farm became Amazon's premier agri-tech development center. Those old fields now sprouted with solar-powered robots and AI-driven irrigation systems. The farmhouse? Transformed into a state-of-the-art command center, though I kept Grandpa's old tractor on display in the lobby, a reminder of how far we'd come. Last week, a young farmer pitched me her idea for AI-optimized beekeeping. Her family wants her to sell their apiary and get an office job. I wrote her a check on the spot. The memo line read, "For those who dare to grow differently." Mark's tech company pivoted to agricultural solutions but couldn't compete with systems we developed years ago. He now runs social media for a local farmers market. Rachel's luxury spa chain started advertising AI-optimized organic produce in their cafes. She doesn't mention that she pays premium prices to use her own family's vegetables. Yesterday, during Amazon's earnings call, they announced our agricultural AI had exceeded all projections. The CEO asked me what I saw for the future of farming. I looked out my office window, watching robots tend to fields my grandfather once plowed by hand, and smiled. The future of farming was always here, I said. Some people just couldn't see it through their city windows. After all, the sweetest harvest isn't just about crops. It's about growing success from the seeds of doubt others planted.